So I was taking a nap one day, and I just grabbed Reader's Digest from like 1975, and I was reading an article. I fell asleep like mid-sentence. And I woke up like 20 minutes later, and the magazine was still there.
Right.
So I continued to read, and the sentence completed, but suddenly nothing made sense at all. So I backed up and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't even right, this is a different article. So after that nap I thought, oh, what if I like chopped up Reader's Digest and mid-sentence switched to another article? The challenge, of course, is to make the sentence make grammatical sense.
Right.
But it's not going to make any fucking sense because each one of these is coming from a different article. So that's what we're doing. We're reading my mashup Reader's Digest Mad Libs.
Oh, this sounds great.
Okay.
Please, don't hurt my baby, from the 1974 December issue of Reader's Digest. Nobody likes to talk about it, but there's a lot of kid swapping going on in the United States. I hadn't realized how prevalent it was until I came home from the office, and instead of finding my dark-haired little beauties, I
Helped create the drug addicts, the alcoholics, the derelicts. But if we place the blame on others, it leads us
to find out if he's board certified to perform surgery. Once again, membership in a specialty organization doesn't guarantee excellence, but it does tell you he has taken extra steps.
Toward the door. I'll go out and get my taxi driver.
Good idea, said Mr. Drury, swinging his daughter onto his...
Marijuana or hashish, a more concentrated form of marijuana. We told Mike we thought there was a connection and asked him to stop smoking marijuana as an experiment. It was obvious that such an experiment would not hurt him, yet
He conducted a concert for Arab and Israeli children. If they mix together as little ones, maybe they can form some basis for understanding.
rather special custom-tailored trips to faraway places. Consequently, its London and New York offices already have 20-odd clients listed for the first commercial flight to a spot that's literally
Unbroken wilderness. By 1762, their minister, the Reverend Elisha Kent, had formed the first presbytery outside of New York City and built a
promising add-on. Catalytic converters fitted into the exhaust system under the cars. These are stainless steel containers filled with pellets or ceramic honeycombs coated with
desperate men and women. At another house in this complex, Miss Eartha took in unwed mothers. At still another, she nursed alcoholics.
That go in for a double meaning. But they are few and far between. Since
he died before the structure was completed, it would probably have remained unfinished like others. More baffling is how the heavy stones were raised to such great heights. According to Herodotus,
real gunpowder explodes, and fragments kill one small boy and injure two others. Disturbingly, these accidents, only 3 of 150,000 toy-related accidents all occurred well after.
Cesar Chavez told us the hiring hall is our basic gut reform. It stabilizes the workforce and curbs.
deer, she sobbed uncontrollably against her father's shoulders, hiding herself from a reality she could not have dreamed of in the most horrible of nightmares.
Edgar is taking severely retarded children through the developmental stages that the normal child experiences. For a variety of reasons, the retarded youngster cannot effectively
influence development of bowel cancer. But it seems clear to him that lack of fibre must be taken seriously as a major factor in colorectal cancer.
And societal problems. For many, the search for highs meant other hard drugs. John, a young graduate student, was typical of many patients who use marijuana every day. He couldn't sleep regular hours and had
dug up a shoebox containing a dead squirrel and a plastic flower. In the
Dark trees floated the sound of a church bell. Later we learned that school children and old-timers had
Breast tumors. Cancerous or benign at their earliest stage. Special sensors in the bras will record tissue temperature. A warmer than usual spot would call for a special examination to see if a
Tunnel has believed to have been dug by workers without Khufu's knowledge. to enable them to escape after sliding the granite plugs into position. Grave robbers could have
Friends who are emotional dependents, who lean on you so heavily that it's an emotional drain. We ought to examine our excuses for wasting time with emotional dependence. What really lures us?
Jenny, said Jonas softly, and there were tears in his eyes, for he had not dreamed of the emotion he would feel upon seeing this child he had so lately rescued from death and
Religion and law. This did not happen as a way to promote intimacy and companionship. It evolved and survived in the course of sustaining civilized societies where love, intimacy, and companionship might
pop open, causing serious burns. Many poorly wired toy appliances can also give shocks. To lessen the risk, a parent should choose
An English boarding school, so the transit time needed for food to pass through the intestinal tract is markedly speeded by fiber and slowed
for about 72 hours, once or twice a year. Results for approximately 100 women without cancer will be compared with the data from women
Dreaming up offbeat outings for people who dare to be different. Under the aegis of its adventure club, you can climb up Mount Everest with a
Sexual constitution. It can affirm the masculine identity of its holder. It can make it possible for him to court women in the spirit of commitment. It can make it possible for him to be
tortured. His body was roped into knots of unbearable pain, a torture that many of the prisoners have described. He was kept in leg irons for
providing free advice to 26 businesses in New Bedford, Mass.
The simple expedient of making fiber a part of our regular diet might well do more to keep the doctor away than the proverbial apple. Mark Belter in the Detroit Free Press.
Please don't hurt my baby. Oh, God.
That was at the end.
That was it. That's so good.
Meow, meow, meow.